Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Manor Farm, where today, well, we're doing some hay baling, and we'll probably be doing the same thing in the next episode as well. I hope you can hear me, because for some reason my headphones are insanely loud, but OBS isn't picking up the sound quite as loud as I'm getting it in my ear holes, so that's nice, I guess. Actually, you can probably hear this through the mic, I'm afraid. Possibly. I've had to take my headphones off because otherwise I'd just be deafening myself. As you probably know if you watched yesterday's episode of Manor Farm, I'm actually doing a schedule properly now, which is different. I'll put it that way. So for those of you who don't know, or who are new, or whatever, Manor Farm is going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays. Manor Farm, or whatever smaller series I'm doing, is going to be Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. And you'll get spotlights on Saturdays and Sundays, if I remember right. It's mod spotlight on Saturday and map spotlight on Sunday, and that's kind of the reason I'm doing map and mod spotlights. It's gonna sound a bit weird, but the reason I'm doing them is to cut down on my workload. I need to free up more time, and the best way I can think of doing it is to just do spotlights of mods and spotlights of maps. And yes, there is some stuff I need to do in my to get everything perfectly ready for mod spotlights. But map spotlights, I just load up the map and give my impressions. Because my spotlights are just going to be first impressions on the mod or the map, and I just realised I've windrowed in the worst possible way. I've windrowed. Where's my voice going? I windrowed in the worst possible way, because everything's going to head down into that pond, and I'm basically going to need to drown the T4 to get everything back out of the pond, which is nice, I guess. Not really, but oh well. So we're doing hay because I need money. I kind of wish there was a different explanation, like I wanted to do cows or something, and that's gonna hopefully go in time on this map, but quite honestly, I need money right now. And that's actually true in real life as well. I need money, and the hay is the best way to get it at the moment, because it's something like €1,200 per bale, and I can make bales pretty quickly. It's funny, people kind of think hay takes a while in this game, and I do as well, but when you think about it, it's quicker to make than getting a full crop up, and you get 1,700 per bale, so you're getting more for hay with bale extension, might I add. You're getting more for hay than you would for any given crop. Grass in Farm Sim is the best crop to have, because you can make hay, you can make silage really easily out of grass, and if you can get courseplay running properly and get it drawn, you can courseplay your silaging and strip an entire map in just a couple of hours. That's assuming you've got the silo space for that, but that's that's a different problem. But if you can courseplay it up, you can strip an entire map in a few hours, easy. Even a map the size of Manor Farm, if you get enough vehicles going, you can strip it easy in like 2 or 3 hours. My Manor series is taking a lot longer because, well, to put it bluntly, I hope you can hear me over the game. To put it bluntly, I'm doing it solo. There is no courseplay, there is no hired worker right now. They may make an appearance eventually. Courseplay will. I have plans for Courseplay. Hired worker, I'm not so sure. It might. It will just be for harvesting though, because I don't trust auto tractor. It has a tendency of just derping around and then doing nothing whatsoever. Auto combine does seem to work at least, although I know there was a few issues with 1.3 patch and the older version of auto combine. So if you got patch 1.3, update your auto combine to the newest version, which you will find on Mod Hoster. The great thing about Mod Hoster is, and it's probably the biggest saving grace for Mod Hoster, because it does host quite a lot of really shoddily made mods. There's no barrier to entry there, other than, hey look, I've edited a mod to have one new part. It's my mod now, I don't need to ask permissions. And yes, that does happen on Mod Hoster. Well, I've seen it many times. But Mod Hoster, you can actually make changes to the script or the file or whatever, and upload the new version to the same URL. So, for the likes of, I think Courseplay does it as well. That Courseplay upload to Mod Hoster just as a second repository. Should their GitHub go down, I prefer using the developer version of Courseplay, which actually I need to update to, because I haven't updated my Courseplay in ages. So there's bound to be a new version out that's improved everything over the version I currently have. And I know the guys over at Courseplay are working on new field boundary detection stuff and course generation stuff, so the Courseplay misses less of the field and hopefully is a bit less stupid. So that's a thing that I happen to know Courseplay are working on, because the OEB guys have Satis on board. Satis is one of the OEB guys, whichever way you want to put it, and he is also one of the guys behind Courseplay, which means that basically we'll get some Courseplay news out of OEB, and OEB will now have an ability to not dictate but guide the development of Courseplay, because they are pretty heavy users of it if they can get away with it, and they know what they're doing as well, which is nice. I was gonna say something, but then I completely forgot what I was gonna say. It's like I didn't even have something to say. I was like, in terms of yes. So first, you would have noticed that Monday was just wrong and the weekend was wrong in terms of the new schedule. That's because I was swapping over and I kind of screwed up what day I was doing the swap. Plus I wanted to get the Cobra long videos up on Thursdays and not start off the week with them. The long videos being the ones that I just put music behind. They will continue to be whatever. I think they're even. No, they're the even numbers. Yeah, the even numbered episodes will continue to be musical, but there might be some that aren't. There might come a period when I need to do 2 or 3 talking videos in a row, and then I'll just swap out the musical video for a normal talking video and let you know. Sorry if there's a lot of noise in the background. My parents are at home and my mother has absolutely no idea how to keep quiet. She also has no idea I'm recording, but that's a different matter. She just always shouts anyway. That's coming up soon. Oh yes, this is going up Wednesday. Today's Monday, and tomorrow for you guys, I believe, is the 25th, and that means there will be 2 new DLCs available. Yes, 2. Giants. The first will be free. It will be the New Holland telehandler and New Holland wheel loader, and I think there's a couple of buckets in there as well, a couple of shovels, and that's just going to be bringing them over from the consoles. There'll be free DLC, Giants will support them, etc, etc, etc. I would suggest that if you want another wheel loader and another telehandler, because the game doesn't have enough of those already, you download the DLC. I'll probably be, well, I'll most definitely be getting it, to show you guys, and I think I'll replace the mod spotlight this week with the DLC spotlight, because why not? The second DLC I'll probably also be getting, although because I got the Steam version, I'll probably get the Steam version of the DLC, which usually releases about a day late, which is fun for me. It means I gotta get, I think it's Saturday's video done a full day early, or like a day later than I want to. The other DLC is going to be a New Holland FR, I believe it is the FR 9050. It is a forage harvester. It'll come with a few heads. Largely my first impressions of it, from just looking at the, you know, the ads that Giant always put on their website and the information that's currently available, is it seems to be very, very similar to the Big X. It looks ever so slightly different. Apparently it's more rounded than the Big X and less powerful. Now, I've also heard, and this is where it's going to be interesting for me, and I will be putting it up directly against the Big X for this, I've also heard it's better producing chaff than the Big X. It has a better silage making process, which means that in theory, if I were to make two identically sized fields, and I'll find a map with two identically sized fields. If there were to be two identically sized fields, both planted with corn, both fertilized or unfertilized, in the same state, and you ran the Big X and the New Holland that's going to be released over them, the New Holland should, in theory, give you more chaff. Now, because I got the IT Runner DLC, that actually allows me to do a full test very quickly, because I can just gauge, you know, how many IT Runner silos that it, or silage things that it fill up. Honestly, I wouldn't advise you to get the IT Runner DLC, but this is one of the very few situations where it's truly useful. The IT Runner DLC would be really, really useful if yields weren't as high as they are in the game. Like, if you got a really small field and a really small combine, yes, the IT Runner stuff will be worth it, but they cost a lot more than the average trailer. They cost a lot more than most trailers. I mean, the majority of what you're paying for is the base plate, because that's 55,000, and you got the price of whatever trailer you want on top of it. And it looks like we'll actually be doing all the baling in this episode, which is interesting. I thought it would take significantly longer. So it looks like in the next episode we'll be fishing out the bales. Or at least doing that for the majority of the next episode. I'm presuming this will take slightly longer than 6 minutes. But Giants seem to be on a money-making binge at the moment. And I don't say that in a good way, where they're making amazing stuff and, you know, people are buying it. Giants at the moment are bringing out more of the same and deciding it's DLC. For example, the JCB pack was, yes, a couple of new tractors and then a wheel loader and a telehandler. Nothing new to the game there. The IT Runner pack actually was the only DLC so far, including the ones that have been announced, the only one so far that actually brought something new to the game, which was Hooklift Trader. But the other DLCs, well, they're basically, and I know people are going to shout at me over this, but basically, in essence, they're reskins of existing equipment. They don't do anything particularly different. I know the JCB wheel loader is heavier than the Liebherr wheel loader. That's not a massive difference. Yes, it is useful when you're doing wood and silage and stuff, but really they look they look very similar. There's not a massive function difference between the two. The JCB has, you know, new reversing sounds, which are nice, and it looks particularly nice, but you know, the DLC is always going to look nicer than the base game stuff, because Giants want to shift the DLC. They want to sell the DLC to you, so they're going to make it look nicer than what's normally in the game. I don't see why people are saying, oh, but you should get the DLC because it looks nicer. Of course it does. It's kind of a function of DLC. That's how Giants sell it. Yes, I'll be buying it. I'll be buying all the DLCs to show you guys. But I would advise you to hold off on buying DLC until you've seen number one, my impressions, because you know I'm cynical as hell, and number two, wait until you see some other YouTubers' impressions and some other people's impressions, because I mean, let's face it, YouTubers are here to, number one, entertain you, and number two, tell you what, you know, advise you on what to buy and what not to buy, and save you from having buyer's remorse. Like I have with my certain parts on the computer. Immediately after I bought my new computer, I just had so much remorse. It was just unbelievable. That's all I have again. I'm just gonna abandon this tractor and the baler in there. Grab the T4, which has been hanging out over here all this time. So, yeah, what I'm trying to say is, don't just jump and buy the DLC because, oh, Giants brought it out and it's Giants. Yeah, Giants brought it out. That should lead you to be a bit skeptical of the quality, because Giants brought out this game and it was unfinished, and to an extent it's still unfinished. In my opinion, yes, most of the problems have been solved, but there's still quite a lot wrong with the game. Quite a lot that I need to mod in. But I suppose it's stuff that I want that I'm complaining about, so I can't really say all that much about Giants doing it wrong. It's just I'm ridiculously picky, and I've got a specific way that I want the game to be. So that's kind of me being a bit douchebaggy there. But it took them 6 months to fix the game. Over 6 months. What was it? 8 months. It took Giants to fix a game they'd already been selling. And the only reason they started fixing it and finally fixed it was because, well, the console version's out now. We've figured out and we've learned how to fix the game. That's, to me, that's not competent game development. That's a group of guys bungling around in their garden or in their bedroom or something. That's, you know, I'd love to see a farm sim game published by SCS. SCS make Euro Truck Simulator, for those of you who don't know. And SCS have the most insane update schedule I have ever seen for a game, because it's once or twice every month without fail there's a new update. And if there isn't a new update for a month, that means they're coming up with something even better for the next month. I mean, it's absolutely insane the rate at which Euro Truck Simulator is being updated. And then you look at Farm Sim, and both companies are roughly the same size. SCS is about the same size as Giants. The issue is, well, the difference is, SCS haven't tried to go for that console money grab. SCS want yours ETS2 to be on PC for reasons known only to them. I'm not complaining. I mean, I've got it. I think it's a brilliant game. But there's no console version for reasons known only to SCS, because I think that game would work really well on console. Possibly it's because they realise console players enjoy guns. A lot more. If you play solely on console, I apologise for my next remark, but it is the sentiment I've got from a lot of console gamers is, well, how do you win? And you know, there's you decide how you win yourself in a simulator. You don't get told, you invent your own story that goes along with what's going on. And console gamers, by and large, and a good few of my friends fall into this category, they don't understand simulators. They see them as boring, and to an extent they are, yes. But that's the appeal, is it's something you can sit down and mindlessly work at. It's, whoa! I'm not quite sure how that bale came off, but it did. Simulators are games where you can just sit down and play for a couple of hours and chill out. Because that's what I was doing yesterday, is I was playing an off-screen map and just chilling out. So I think I'm going to leave the video here while I sell some bales. I will return selling bales again, because I'm a bit stuck for time. As always, I'm stuck for time. I've overcommitted myself and overslept. Drastically, actually. I woke up at 4, almost 5. Oh god, it was almost 5 PM when I woke up. Where's I come to the field? So I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave it here for the time being. In the next episode, actually, I'm gonna go through the whole spiel and then go on to the next episode. I've been Rainbow Dave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 15 on Manor Farm. Please leave a comment if you have anything to say or any questions. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. I know these videos aren't the most entertaining, but they're the best I can do. In the next episode, we're going to continue selling the bales and hopefully get enough money to get an auto stacker so this goes a bit quicker, because I know this is slow and laborious and a bit boring, to be quite honest. The aim is to get an auto stacker and speed up this process just a bit. And yes, I know I'm in a hedge, deal with it. Oh, this bit is not going to stay on, but I'll do my best. So until next time, when, as I already said, I'll be trying to get an auto stacker, which I don't know if I'll be able to afford. Stay safe, and goodbye!